Alright, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to Real Madrid Hub again. I'm your host, Dr. JOTA, and today, Monday, I have uploaded already the video about the game, right? The Osasuna Real Madrid Osasuna, that draw that made us fall to the second position in the standings, which is not great. And as you could watch in that video, I am not so happy at all. I'm actually really disappointed with the players, not because it is big deal, okay, considering we are in October, but the problem with the game last night, it was the way we didn't go through, the way we show everybody that we ran out of ideas in these kind of games that we already know in Spain. It is pretty obvious, it is pretty often, or it is pretty common for these teams like Osasuna, Almeria, all this, with all my respects, right, inferior rivals, show up in the Bernabeu and do the same thing. They lock down themselves in the rival box, in the box, and they don't want to know anything about anything else, right? They don't want the ball, they don't want to fight, they don't want to play, they don't want to, try to score a lot of goals to dominate the game. They don't, right? They don't. So what you have to do is to know up front what you're gonna do, what the plan is, and try to knock down the wall and score more goals than them, and control the first 45 minutes, as the first 45 minutes are crucial, right, in order for us to win a game. But it's been happening over the last 5-6 games that the first 45 minutes for us is a struggle, man. It is a struggle. So I don't know how Carlo Ancelotti is going to get through this, man, but we need to show everybody we control and dominate the first 45 minutes. Otherwise, we're done. We're done. Because the most important is not to lose 3 points against FC Barcelona. The most important is to win these kind of games, because you add up all the time like 3 points all the time. You know what I'm saying? Against FC Barcelona, you can afford to miss the game and you're still good. It hurts, but you're still good, right? And in good shape. And it's just 3 points. But in the other games against Osasuna, like I said, Almeria, whoever it is, you gotta win, man. You gotta win. There's no other way around. But anyways, let me tell you, so friendly reminder, this is a very important one. I have dropped, okay, in the description below, I have dropped 2 links. The first one is to the official Real Madrid jersey of the season 22-23, okay? So just in case you want to go there, you can buy the Real Madrid jersey this year. That's number 1. Number 2, and that jersey will arrive to your house in about 24 to 48 hours, depending where you live. But if you want to pay a little bit less, if you want to save money, then there's another link right underneath. The first link, it's from 7football.net, and you can find a lot of jerseys, Real Madrid jerseys, this season, last season, a bunch of stuff of Real Madrid, where you can find, where you can buy every single thing or whatever you want for a much better price, okay? It's everything is original, all the stuff, but it takes like a month for the shirts to arrive to your house, okay? So you have the links below just in case you want to check in and take a look at it, okay? So that's number 1. Number 2, yesterday, Sunday, as you know, it was the big assembly, right? The big meeting of Florentino Perez with the socios of Real Madrid, with the members of Real Madrid, to explain the numbers and results and stats and what we have in the books. In terms of numbers, money, revenue, stuff like that, right? We were talking about everything. So I'm going to try to break it down so y'all know what we were talking about. Not me, but the sources of Real Madrid. And I'm going to highlight the most important in that meeting, because something that really caught my attention, it was the silence regarding to Kylian Mbappe. Florentino Perez didn't mention at all to Kylian Mbappe, okay? He wasn't even asked about that in the round of questions and all the stuff. He wasn't asked about that, and he didn't talk about it, okay? The most important actually yesterday was the European Super League. Florentino Perez was showing a lot of numbers that prove the European soccer is dead. And unless we do something to, to reorganize the situation, we're done. The football soccer industry is losing interest among the youngsters especially, right? So we need to have more attractive games. We need to have more exciting games. You cannot, probably for some of y'all, just because you live in the US and you watch the Premier League and stuff like that, it's not big deal because the Premier League right now is actually the European Super League. It's great. It's pure spectacle. It's pure emotions. It's great. It's great. But for the people we have to watch La Liga, it's incredibly boring, man. It's incredibly boring. And the fact that a team like Real Madrid or FC Barcelona are playing in La Liga, where they are way obviously superior to the other teams in terms of budget, in terms of football, in terms of everything, it doesn't make any sense. Real Madrid and Barcelona are so big for the Spanish La Liga, right? But it's not only that. The European soccer has the same problem, and UEFA has the same problem. Florentino Perez, for example, here, he unveiled the European clubs have lost since the pandemic about $7.2 billion, okay, since COVID hit back in 2020. $7.2 billion, which is insane, okay? So those are numbers. Those are numbers. And Florentino Perez pointed his finger right straight to the UEFA to say, hey, you guys are organizing games that nobody are interested about, right? Less interesting games, completely interest games that nobody cares, right? And that is not the way to run anything in this life. He wants an organization about soccer, completely transparent, honest, and that really takes care and looks for the best of the industry. Because at the end of the day, this is just a business, man. It's just an industry, right? And you gotta protect it. You have to protect it in order for you to, to get the best from soccer. You gotta keep in mind, a lot of people a lot of people feed their families from the soccer industry. A lot of people are involved in the soccer industry, right? And you gotta protect it. And Florentino Perez revealed the youngsters, especially the youngsters, they are losing interest in soccer. They are actually more interested in, video games, social media platforms. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we better do something or we're done. It's over, right? So that is the first thing. The second thing he was talking about, as far as Real Madrid, for example, he said we got a profit, okay, 722 million euros, which is 10% increase with respectively to the last year, which is great. So we are getting back on track. Our books are getting better and looking better. We've just got a lot of millions from selling players, right? And we have in the savings account, we have 425 millions for whatever it's needed, right? Which is great. It's just great. It's amazing. It's a lot of money. The other thing interesting as well is the new stadium will be ready to go in summer. That is the projection for the new stadium to come up, right? Ready to go. So the people can enjoy it and all the stuff. So we can start to make money out of it, which is great. It's great. So, yeah, that's awesome, man. It's just awesome. So, what else? Yeah, he was talking about pretty much, he said thank you to Marcelo, Gareth Bale, Isco, all the players that left this summer. He said bye and paid honor to Pedro Ferrandis and Paco Gento is a legend from Real Madrid. He was talking about the female soccer. He was talking about basketball. He was talking about I don't know, a bunch of things, right? A bunch of things. So that was kind of interesting. Oh yeah, but the most important came in the beginning of the meeting, because his first message was to Al-Khelaifi. And let me tell you something, man. He blasted Al-Khelaifi. He literally blasted Al-Khelaifi with this message. Look at this. Quote here. Nasser Al-Khelaifi said Real Madrid launched the Super League because they are afraid of competition. Maybe we have to remind him who Real Madrid is, the most successful club in history. At the same time he was saying this, the people, the public was applauding like crazy, whistling like crazy, and singing "We are the kings of Europe." These guys should never forget who we are. We are the kings of Europe. We founded the actual Champions League. We were the founders, okay, of the actual Champions League. So do not disrespect Real Madrid, man, because you don't know who you are talking about. Okay? You don't have an idea. So you cannot come up and think you are the king of the jungle when there's another king in the jungle already, and it's Real Madrid. And the message of Florentino Perez was great. Was great because nobody was expecting for him to respond to this guy, as Al-Khelaifi has been talking about Real Madrid over the last week all the time in a very derogatory way. He's been talking about Real Madrid like, yeah, I don't know why they celebrate the champions if they don't like it. I don't know. I mean, I think that they want to set up the Superliga just because they are afraid of the competition. All the time talking, trash talking about Real Madrid, trash talking all the time. And this guy has been involved in very dark stuff, man, in very dark businesses. Because apparently he's put in jail to a guy for no reason in Qatar. And apparently another person has been spying on him. I mean, super weird things, right? Super weird things. So, well, the most important is what I told you guys. Real Madrid is getting ready to the future, is getting ready to the stadium. He didn't mention a single time to Kylian Mbappe, which means to me that we are not interested in him at all. Erling Haaland is the only target for Real Madrid in the future. And that's it. So that was the most important for us last night, guys. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and see you in the next one. And of course, subscribe my channel. That's very, very important.